Here comes the man in black. Galloping remember. Here comes the man in black. Galloping remember. Welcome. I'm Agent 562Z 8522996 XZX, and I'm here to bring you the latest update on the UFOs. Do you believe in little green, grey, blue, whatever colour they are, men? Probably women too, or them. So it's been ongoing. I don't know if you've been watching it, if you've been keeping up on YouTube. I mean, I dip in and out. I'm not really obsessed with it as I may seem. I just dip in and out. The US Congressional Panel has heard testimony from former American military servicemen. I call them UFOs. I've always called them UFOs. Excuse me. I have a little bit of a sing today, so my voice is going. But they're calling them UAPs, which stands for Unidentified Anonymous. It's not anonymous. Anonymous. Anomalous. Anonymous. Phenomenon. It's a bit of a mouthful, isn't it? You won't want to say that after a few drinks. So, I think it began with a handful coming forward, sort of military men, quite high up in their ranks. And they described these aircraft, these UFOs, these UAPs, as moving in ways that just defied physics and science as we know it. One witness was David Grush, former US Air Intelligence officer and whistleblower. He recently went public with claims that the American military may be attempting to reverse engineer covered crafts of unknown earthly origins. Now, I have come across articles over the years of people claiming that they've seen crafts, alien crafts, and also that's not like crafts as in arts and crafts. I mean, that would be amazing. I wouldn't say no to an alien produced, artistically put together collage, would you? No, would neither. With some moon rocks and things like that. It's reported that often with these fresh crashes, if you like, of UFOs, that there's a strong smell of sulfur, and that the metal is very thin and very light that these crafts are made from. I don't think it's tin foil though, do you? No. David Fravor, I think that's how you pronounce it, another retired US Navy commander, gave a detailed account of what he and other pilots had with a UFO over the Persian Gulf in 2004. He describes on this particular day, as we looked around, we noticed some white water off to the right hand side of us. He said that the weather was almost perfect that day with clear skies, light winds and calm seas. There was no other white caps from the sea at all. So the white caps stood out in this large, vast blue ocean. He explained how as all four of them looked down, they saw a small, white, tic-tac shaped object. He said that this object was far superior in performance than his brand new FA-18F, and it didn't operate with any of the known aerodynamic principles that we expect from other aircraft or objects that fly in our atmosphere. I imagine that was both fascinating and quite scary at the same time. to be that close and to see in that detail, I would probably poop myself slightly. I probably would. I have seen many, many, many times UFOs. So I'm quite relieved actually that this has come out, because whenever I've recounted stories, and this is from childhood, we're talking small, people have thought I'm a bit bonkers. I mean, I am bonkers, granted, but people have thought I was crazier than I actually am. So for this to come out officially is a great movement for everyone, the whole of the earth. But what I will say, while I am having a little natter in between, is that my thoughts and feelings are, and from some research and things I've watched over the years, and from what I've seen and experienced, that they're most definitely not here to harm us, because they are far superior in their technology, and what they're capable of. And I believe if they wanted to have harmed us, they would have done so by now. So if anyone's panicking, don't. You have far more to fear from our own leaders than you do of any leaders from any other planet. I in fact think that they look after our planet. So the government have known about this for years. So my questions would be, why are they suddenly allowing this to properly come in the public domain? Because they could have kept this quiet still. Yeah. So my thinking is, well, why? What's going on there? Are they in fear of what the UFOs could do? You know, those in power, those that are corrupt, are they fearful of not being able to continue with the destruction of planet Earth? Gives you something to think about, doesn't it? Does. Anyway, back to the story. So it's reported that there has been significant pressure by US lawmakers to investigate the UFO/UAP issues in detail, while keeping the debate as rational as possible. Some of them on the panel were trying to, in the US government hearing, are trying to frame it as an expose for little grey men, green, grey, whatever colour they are, men, and extraterrestrial visits to Earth. Congressman Tim Burchett, sounds a bit like bruschetta, sounding a bit hungry, said, "I'm sorry to disappoint y'all. We're not bringing little green men on flying saucers into the hearing." Other members of this panel on this hearing in the US are pressing to emphasize that this hearing is about the impact that these visits and these sightings have on US military. And that's what they're concerned about, the safety of the US military men. But other military men who are, you'll have to watch it in detail, but other military men that have put forward their stories, many of them have said that they didn't feel threatened. They wasn't attacked. So both Grosh and Fravor, who both testified, alluded, or more or less said, I think, on some of the bits that I'd watched, that the US government has awareness of these UAPs and is probably also in possession of aircraft that operates beyond the Earth's atmosphere. Running theme through this hearing and what Grosh was reporting and testifying to, that there was also there was no setup procedure in place as a way for them to report their sightings, first-hand sightings, or what they'd caught on radar. Grush also said in the hearing that he had feared for his life. They'd been told to keep these things quiet, and he was now a whistleblower. And so he set up a private group, for other servicemen to come forward and report what they'd seen, and to also give them the support that they needed. Because it would be quite scary, wouldn't it? And, especially when you have to keep it hush-hush, and there really isn't anyone to go to, and it is stigmatized when you report these things, and people think you're slightly crazy. I totally get that. And when you're fearing for your life, your job, your family, it's a lot to lose, isn't it? So what are your thoughts on all of this? Do you think they're crazy? Do you think they're all just seeing things? Do you think that they're making this up just for the fun of it? Definitely gives you a lot of UFO, UAP food for thought. And I just want to say a couple of months back, I was talking to someone on Tinder, and I mentioned seeing UFOs, and he unliked me and blocked me. So who's looking crazy now? Serious note. I get it. It's a scary thought. Life on other planets visiting our Earth, or those stories of people reporting being abducted. I wouldn't say that they're not, but I don't know of anyone being murdered by an alien as yet. Do you? More people are murdered by fellow humans than anything from another planet. And it could be like, say, with animals, if we take them to the vet and we have to do something, we have to check them over. A lot of those are quite fearful, so maybe in some kind of way they are, because we are of lower intelligence and we are not as evolved as they are. I imagine they've been here long before us. And I also think it's a little small-minded without offending anyone too much. Maybe just offend you a little bit. To think that in this huge, probably endless universe, that we're the only ones living on a planet, and there's thousands of planets out there. Come on, really, come on. Think about it. Don't be stupid. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Have you seen a UFO or UAP or even an alien? I think we should cover that next. What they look like, what they eat. Do they have a McDonald's drive-thru? I've heard they just have a liquid diet. I tried that. That didn't go down well. At all. Thank you for joining me on this UFO UAP report.